Om Sadashiva-Samarambham Shankaracharya-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru-Paramparam Guru-Brahma Guru-Vishnu Guru-Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidyashavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Kara Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva Bodho Vidhiyate. Karana Sariram Kim Anirpachya Anadi Avidya Rupam Shariradvayasya Karanamatram Satswarupa Ajnanam Nirvikalpaka Rupam Yad Asti Tat Karana Sariram. As we have been discussing this Atma, so when the question was asked, Atma kaha? Stula Sukshma Karana Sarirat Vyatiriktah Panchakoshatitah San Avastatraya Sakshi San Iha Tishtati Sa Atma. So already we have seen what is gross body, Stula Shariram. Also we have seen what is a Sukshma Shariram, what is a subtle body. Now we are at present discussing about Karana Shariram, the causal body. As we discussed very carefully that the word itself explains what does it mean. So Karanam means it is the cause of both the bodies. So we have to understand very carefully, because as you know, the physics highlights the matter cannot be created nor it can be destroyed. And now you have to keep your things steady. Coming late, make it steady, don't shake it, okay? All are watching, disturbing others. So coming back. So as physics highlights that matter cannot be destroyed nor it can be created. Please understand, neither it can be created nor it can be destroyed. But it can go through transformation. It can go through changes. And as you know, based on this principle, this E is equal to mc square was being coined, was formed. How the matter can get into energy, and if you can manage the energy reconvert, it will become again matter. That is what E is equal to mc square. Hope I am not getting into the physics mode today. So here, when the matter cannot be created nor can be destroyed, but it goes through some transformation. And how it can go through transformation. That's why it is being highlighted here. If you observe, in this creation nothing is created and nothing is destroyed. Just if you observe a tree, actually is a tree created? Can anyone create a tree? In fact, the tree was in the seed form. So that means the on manifestation came into manifestation. Can you see? That is what you call as creation. If you look at a carpenter, same tree related, if you look at a carpenter, creates a cot, creates a chair, we say, oh, a carpenter creates. Does a carpenter create? Did he add a single matter? In fact, he removed matter, okay? He removed some wood. He did not add anything, okay? So that means we say a carpenter creates. Actually, carpenter does not create. Carpenter brings the wood or gives the wood a different form or size. So there is a transformation. Now let us say we break that chair. We call as we destroy the chair. Again what happens? Really is it destruction, or again it goes to another transformation? It becomes few woods here and there. Then after that, if you observe again the same wood, let us say you burnt it. It becomes ashes. Is it destruction or another transformation? Then you mix with the soil, it becomes fertilizer. Then finally again another plant picks up that and starts growing, and this again becomes part of a plant. So that means what? Everything goes to the transformation, that you have to understand. In short, that's why it was being said, if you observe that which is visible, we discussed, Indriya Gochara, called Stula Sharira. That which is, please understand, not visible by the sense organs, but we can feel. So that is called subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. Now this Karana Sharira becomes the cause of both. How? If you observe, this is what you have to understand, the creation and a pralaya. If you observe especially this scientific way of this creation, it becomes easier for you to understand, or else what will happen, because yesterday I was talking about this Karana Sharira and I brought this other life and brought Christianity. Many people may not like it because, oh, you are talking about religious things. So that's why to change that, I thought of bringing some scientific analysis today. So let us look at this point. How, if you look at this creation, beautifully, they say that, okay, Big Bang theory, they highlight. And they say beautifully that when this Big Bang theory happened, that Big Bang happened, before that, they say that it was a singularity. This is what the concept they highlight, called singularity. That one thing existed, they cannot say one thing existed. So instead of one thing, they say singularity. This is the word they coined it, scientists. Oh, fantastic, nothing wrong in it. So okay, it is called singularity. So that singularity, when it was created, they cannot say anything. How it was created? Nothing. And also they cannot derive, so far they are not able to arrive at how did this Big Bang happen. The creation has happened through the Big Bang theory, or based on the Big Bang theory, that they say, but how this Big Bang, why this Big Bang happened, that so far scientists have not come up, and which they cannot. That's another thing altogether to talk. So coming back here, I am trying to bring it, that there was a singularity, and also that matter cannot be created. I am just giving you all the link, which is being talked. How? Let us look at this Karana Sharira from this angle, from the creation angle. If you observe, we say very carefully, this is called, completely in our Puranas, all these things have been highlighted very nicely, which also matches all this so-called scientific research. That nothing is destroyed, nothing is created. It just goes through transformation. That's why when in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna was asked by Arjuna many questions in different ways related to death, He said what? Abhyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata. Abhyakta nidhananeva parisochanti ka devata. That means very nicely, Abhyaktadini bhutani no, I think last verse last line I made a mistake. Abhyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata. It was earlier in the manifestation situation. In between it came to the manifestation. And again it will go to unmanifest. Why are you grieving? Why are you crying? Why are you breaking your head? For that. And if you look at the same thing, whole universe is like that. That it was earlier in the seed format. It is like exactly the tree was in the seed format. Can you see the tree in a seed? Impossible. We cannot see the tree in a seed. Because the branches, the leaf, the fruits, the flower that is in the tree is never visible in a seed. But the seed is the cause of the tree. So that means both, if you observe the gross body of the tree and the causal body, also tree has got some causal body, don't worry, okay? Because a tree can feel. If you keep pouring some water tree regularly, tree understands, okay, you are going to help. Suppose if you go to destroy every day, tree also understands. Very clear. So now, both gross body and subtle body is not visible in the seed, but both of them are there. So how the whole tree is in the seed, that too in unmanifestation situation, that carries forward the tree. So also both gross body and subtle body is in the Karana Sarira. That's why it says very beautifully, Karana Sarira is what? Nirvikalpaka Rupam. It cannot be differentiated. I stopped there, that's why I picked up from here there. It cannot be differentiated. It cannot be, categorized. Okay, this is hand, this is this, that, nothing can be visualized. At the same time, Anirvachya. So why it is Anirvachya? Please understand. To describe, you need duality. So if there is no duality, how can you describe? That's why this Big Bang theory, they said singularity. So they use this word singularity and they will say it cannot be described. So here you call same thing, Karana Sariram, Anirvachya. Just try to see, understand through the Big Bang theory, your Karana Sariram. Then comes Anadi. Same Big Bang theory highlights what? Matter cannot be created, cannot be destroyed. That means what? Beginningless. That is what is being highlighted here, Anadi. And Avidya Rupam. Because even if also till now they cannot say when and how this Big Bang happened. What caused this Big Bang to happen? Because it is Ajnana Rupam, Avidya Rupam. It is pure ignorance. And of course, Sat Swarupam, the nature of existence, means to exist, okay? It is not all are imaginary, no, it exists, remember. And remember, Yad Asti, that which exists, is Karana Sarira. So when we look at it from this angle, we have to see very nicely and carefully how this Karana Sarira makes us to travel. This is what the main point to understand. The death of a physical body is not death, as we have discussed. The physical body just drops and it goes through transformation in a gross way. And of course, the subtle body will keep traveling. And subtle body will merge into causal body in pralaya. When the world will cease, this manifested, not world, manifested world will cease. Remember, world will never cease. So, but the manifested world will cease. It will get into unmanifestation. So when it gets into unmanifestation, then this causal body, this subtle body will get into causal body. Now if we observe that a birth is nothing, traveling this subtle body along with the causal body, of course causal body has to be there always behind it, mainly subtle body. So traveling causal body from one body to another body is called birth. Can you see this point? That's why when you will be born, remember the way you were stupid in your previous life. Your stupidity and of course your goodness both, okay? Not only stupidity. Why to highlight only stupidity, okay? Equally, all your goodness and highness also will travel, and based on that you will take birth. That's why today who you are is the product of the yesterday, means the previous life. And of course mainly we say towards end of your life, what are the thoughts are predominant, means the causal body, whatever is more active, the way it is active. And of course the subtle body, the way it is active. So that subtle body will trigger, will push, or will try to make a new body based on that, a new atmosphere based on that. That is the key factor, as we discussed long time back, like eating Chinese noodle with Indian spice. It's a very funny combination, okay? Eating Chinese noodle with Indian spice. You do not know what you are going to eat. And if it is not mixed properly. So where you are going to put, whether it is going to be salty, pungent or spicy, God only knows what spicy you are going to eat. So also, like how you pick it up from where one it goes on and on, so also this causal body picks up the thread from the totality, total karma. Okay, I understand all these things. But when you talk all these things, why? What is the reason behind it? Because remember, I am someone free from these three bodies. I am not gross body, I am not subtle body, nor I am causal body. Means as long as I associate myself, I consider me as a gross body, I consider as me as subtle body, means I am so and so, I am engineer, I am doctor, I am artist, I am this, I am that, holding on to the thoughts, including I am father, mother, this, that, all these are related to thoughts. So as long as I hold on to that, remember, and of course the cause of this, that long, definitely I will keep traveling, means I will keep taking birth again and again. Okay, I understand. Then what about all about? He says, look, first it was said what? Stula sukshma karana sarirat vyatiriktaha. Then he says, it was said pancha kosatita, but it keeps later on. Avastatraya sakshi. Now it tries to explain what are the avastha. So what are the state of experiences? Let us read. Avastatrayam kim jagrat swapna susupte avastha. Says what are the three states of experience? Says of course Jagrat, Swapna, Susupti, Avastha. So there are three states of experiences. One is waking, other one is dream, third one is called deep sleep. Okay. Now what is this Jagrat Avastha? What is this waking state? Of course, It will give a beautiful explanation. Let us read. Jagrat avastha ka shrutradi jnana indriyaihi shabdadi vishaya jnayate ite yat sa jagrat avastha. When the question is being asked, what is this waking state? So in answer it says, so waking sa jagrat avastha. So that is called waking state. And what happens? He says beautifully, Vishayaha jnayate iti. So when he says Vishayaha jnayate iti, that means the sense objects are being recognized. The cognition of sense objects happens. How it happens? Says beautifully, Shrotradri Jnana Indriyaihi. With the help of what? Shrotra. Shrotra means the ear. And of course all other four. Shrotra, Chakshu Adi. All other four. Shrotra and other four Jnana Indriyas. Other four organs of perceptions. So through these all five organs of perceptions, the five sense objects, what are they? Sabdadi. So the ear able to hear what? The sound. The eye is able to see color and form. So these are the respectively. The taste, smell. The touch. So all these organs of perception able to recognize, able to cognize that the sense objects. And when you are able to see that, that is called waking state. Why it is taught? This point we need to also understand this very carefully. Highlights here, unless there is a duality, unless there is knower and known different, unless there is a difference between known and knower, there cannot be knowledge. So that means one has to identify, there has to be some type of identification in order to know. So without identification, you cannot know. That's why sometimes when you say you know, really you do not know. You know, please understand, you know something, and again that know is not knower. Okay, let me not confuse. This is what New Age talks, okay? The way they will confuse so that you will not understand this. Oh, you understand? This is purely New Age stuff. However, coming back here, so there has to be identification. So that's why, to clarify that, very nicely says, Stula Sarira Abhimani Atma Vishwaiti Uchyate. When I, the Atma, identify with this gross body, as I told, this Abhiman has to be there, Deha Abhiman has to be there. So identifying with this gross body, that time it is called Vishwa. So that means Vishwa experiences the external world. Or when I experience this external world, I am called a Vishwa. Absolutely no problem, we can take this way also. So there has to be some type of abhimana, identification. So without identification, okay, I understand. Then what about Swapna Avastha? Let us read. Swapna Avastha ka Jagrat Avasthayam yat drushtam yat srutam tat janita vasanaya nidra samaye yah prapanchaha pratiyate sa swapna avastha. So when the question is asked, what is swapna avastha? What is the dream state? Jagrat avasthayam. So that means in Jagrat avastha, in the waking state, what you do? You experience all your sense organs are engaged in the sense objects. So he says, Jagrat avasthayam, yat drushtam, yat shrutam, whatever has been seen and whatever has been heard, tat janita vasanayam. So from that there is some type of impression, means there's a time not only impression, some mixture happens. We'll see. The impression gets mixed up. Then what happens? Nidra samaye, while sleeping, yaha prapancha pratyate. A projected word that is being projected, that is being visible. Sa supna avastha iti. That is called dream state. So we need to understand how it happens. Please observe this point. Suppose you have seen something that a person who is behaving very funny and his behavior is like animal behavior, and you have heard about him a lot. Then suddenly you saw also one animal. Now animal has got two horns. You heard and you see, okay? Now animal has got two horns. Now what happens in the deep sleep time, when you sleeping time? Now there is a projection because you did not like that person. He created a lot of issues for you. So unresolved, unattended thoughts, that is another thing, because dream we can explain a lot. But it is not job here. So unresolved thought. Now what happens? Now whatever vasana, impression, you have heard this person is behaving like animal. Of course, I know he has created with me also. He becomes animal is not a problem for me. But he behaved with me like animal, that is a problem. You understand? If he becomes animal, absolutely no problem. Let him be animal for others. If for me he is good, absolutely no problem. The problem is here, he was behaving with me like animal. Then I know, I have seen animal with two horns. Now in sleep time, what did I see? A human being. Sometimes I'll see him also, her, okay? With two horns. Can you see how the impression gets mixed up? That's why there was a TV advertisement earlier called Onida. I don't know in other countries this advertisement was there or not. In India it was very much. So Onida TV we had advertisement, human beings with horns, okay? In fact children went crazy. I remember children went crazy because, hey look how we saw in the dream, it is perfectly matching. Because children especially see their parents and uncles and school teachers those days. In our time school teachers all were rakshas for us because they used to hit us like anything, okay? So they must have seen teacher with the horns. Now suddenly they see, oh, perfectly matched. And it became a big hit. That advertisement became a big hit. Anyway, that's not our point. Point is here. So the impression that is being created during waking state, that's the point here. The impressions that are being created in your waking state, it gets mixed up. It gets mapped based on your insecurity, based on your experience and projection. So a funny mixture that takes place which you are not aware of it. And that is called dream state. That's why remember, just one step ahead I am trying to say, whatever you dream is related to you. Either it is your own projection, there are two types of dream. Unresolved mind gets projected, means it is your mind, your individual mind is not able to resolve your experiences, your impressions, that gets popped up. Number one. Number two, sometimes that which is going to happen also comes in the form of dream. That we call as the projection of the total mind. So your individual mind is tuned with the total mind. So that time the total mind also gets expressed through the dream. that which is going to happen. That's why there are two types of dream. May you be aware of it. Don't worry. Okay. There also he says, to have dream, also you need identification. So Deha Abhimana should be there. Here Sharira, Stula Sukshma Abhimana, Stula Sarira Abhimana, there Sukshma Sarira Abhimana. The knower has to be there. Without that identification, you cannot. That's why you cry, you laugh. Sometimes in the sleep, you laugh because you are dreaming. There is identification. Of course, you cry. Many times people cry than laughing. Very rarely people laugh in the dream. Okay, that's the problem. If people laugh in the dream, it will be nice. So that's why somebody said, Swamiji, I love to have some marijuana in order to laugh rather than going to dream and laugh. Okay. So here, because I am listening now, it is nothing to do. So when I go to some ashrams and other things, they talk about marijuana. So that's why this marijuana is coming, and here freely, widely growing marijuanas. I do not know how widely grows here. So coming back here, now says beautifully that Shukshma Sharira Abhimani, when now I identify with this subtle body, there is identification. What happens? That Atma, this me, is called as Taijas. So that means I identified with the gross body. That time called as Vishwa, with reference to gross world. Now I, when identify with the subtle body, with reference to the subtle world, I am called as Taijas. Okay, fine. Already time is up. So we'll see the third one. Tata susupti avastha kaha. So when he says thereafter, then what is susupti avastha? What is deep sleep? Generally people say, oh, deep sleep, there is no thought. That was the scientific research till few years back. That in sleep there is no thought. Now in few years back, some 2 years back, again they reconfirmed what we talk, what scripture talks, especially which was research. The research was came out in keeping it completely. The description that was given in Yoga Sutra of Patanjali completely matches the scientific research at present. So what is all about, that we'll see tomorrow. Please close your eyes. पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Thank you, all of you.